All right. Thanks everybody for being here. We've got Coach Rico Blasi. Coach, if you have any opening remarks.
No remarks. It's new week, ready to go, and happy to take any questions at this point.
Anything from the Zoom?
Hey Rico, away from you take away the third period on Friday. This was a very competitive weekend against Mankato. I mean, what are you taking specifically from the weekend going into this week?
Well, I don't disagree with you, Ryan. It was a competitive weekend. I think there were times where we played really well and times where we had to take some punches and bent a little bit, but didn't break. At the same time, we got to take another step. Everybody keeps asking me about these moral victories, and I'm kind of getting fed up with it. We got to take another step, and that means playing consistent hockey for 60 minutes, and we got some work to do still, and that's just the fact.
Further questions from the Zoom?
Looking into this, and you're going to Bowling Green. What stands out to you about them so far this season? Is there anything in particular that makes them different from the previous opponents that you've played?
If you would have asked me a few weeks ago, I would have told you that Bowling Green will probably finish in the top half of our league. They're a highly skilled team, really good decor, good goaltending, well coached. And what I see on video from this past weekend and the weekend before against Mankato is exactly that. This is a team that's really good, team that'll be there in the end. They probably had some games they want back right now, but we've got to be ready to go. We've got to, the same game plan in terms of your detail and your focus on what you do remains true for us. I consider them a top 20 team in the country, and we got to prepare that way.
Talk a little bit about that step. Again, you guys can feel good about a lot of things. There's a lot of progress, a lot of markers that are positive about the progress you're making. But is there something that you talk specifically, or is this something they got to kind of figure out, to kind of get over the hump a little bit in some of these games?
Well, I think it's important as we're building our culture and our identity that our expectations are always at a high level. And that means you're coming to the rink and you're taking nothing for granted. You're working hard every day to get better. You don't rest on what you did the day before. That, to me, that's not the culture that we're building. So our focus is our faith in brother. You got to trust in each other. You've got to come to the rink and compete. You got to come to the rink and be ready to go. From every simple drill that you might run during practice to the complex drills, to the battle drills, to the compete drills, whatever it may be, in terms of that. And I will take it a step further. It's everything that you do every day. Go to class, be a good student, be a good person. In the weight room, you're getting better. So to me, it's not so much what we're saying from day to day, it's what our expectation is of our program. And just because you lost 4-3 to Minnesota State and you feel good about it doesn't mean anything. You got to come back and you got to follow it up. It's like playing golf, and us amateurs that play golf and you get a birdie or par and then you come back the next hole and you're triple bogey. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, right? You're not focused on what we need to do, and our culture needs to be in a place where we're getting better every day. And so to me, the moral victories are great. You're making progress. Okay. How are we going to be today? We can't do anything about Saturday anymore, and we can't focus on tomorrow until we take care of today. And to me, every day is special. To me, every day is an opportunity for us to get better. And that's the way we got to look at it. So, right now we've got tomorrow's practice to focus on, but the guys have to go to class and they've got to do what they need to do to be a responsible member of our program.
On Saturday, I asked you about, Friday's struggles, Saturday's successes. Today, I'll ask you about why do you think you've been struggling so much for game
I think it's a lot of what I just talked about. As we're building our identity and our culture, expectations need to be at a high level. And you have to work towards that. And sometimes when, you're young and you're building and you forget about that work and what you need to do in that, that laser focus. Because it's all encompassing. All of it is part of that getting better every day. And, we go into games on Fridays. I think we start off the game pretty good. And then one little thing happens and all of a sudden it snowballs. Well, that's a refocus. That's a mindset. That's standing up for what we believe in and faith in our brother. That's our culture. So, and then we, the next night, because we talk about it again and we challenge them and our expectation goes back up to where it needs to be, our Saturday games are usually a little bit different. So we've got to be consistent that way throughout the week. And like I said, I know it's cliche, but you got to take it one day at a time. I mean, we cannot afford to worry about what happens on Friday. We've got to take care of today. And I think Saturday nights, that's what we do. We don't worry about what happened the night before. We just worry about playing our game and focus on what we need to do.
It's like a few more guys getting in the scoring column, starting to open up a little bit more. Feel like you're making that progress on offense and getting a few more guys quality shots.
Yeah, I think, for us, again, our quality of chances are getting better. That means guys are feeling comfortable in what they're doing and making plays. Our quality of chances against are diminishing, which is also important. That means we have the puck a little bit more and we're not giving up the high risk plays. I would like to see us be a little bit more determined at front at both ends of the rink. Our special teams are starting to, really feel their way around, which is good. Listen, I may sound like I'm disappointed right now, but our game as a whole is getting better. I just don't want us to be that team that says, oh, we're getting better and that's great. And our expectation is to be winning games on weekends and we got to get there. And that means my job and our staff's job is to hold our guys accountable to that high standard that we've set for our program, no matter what. And, I'll be saying the same thing when we win a couple of games. Because that's how you improve your program. That's how you get better. That's how you push the envelope. So all in all, I think we're making good progress. But we're not there yet.
The battle on Friday, in the midst of the battle, you're locked in, but did you notice the crowd and the spirit of that section? And that was one of the best crowds I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, this is part of the build as well, right? And so our ticket office, our marketing office is doing a great job of getting the word out. We've got to give them something to cheer about. But our student body, our fan base, our alumni, our supporters are coming out to watch this team grow. And I think they're seeing something that's happening in front of their eyes. That's exciting. Our band is exciting. These are all firsts for us. We've never had a band. And to have those students come out and play the way they do and energize the student body, energize the fans, that's what college hockey is all about. That's what we're building towards. And I think it's, I said this last year when we played at the XL with all the purple in the building. You can see what we're going to be here in the next couple of years, and that's an exciting part for all of us.
Closing remarks?
Nope, looking forward to the weekend and see you guys again next Monday.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks.